Let us see how to enable Spark Web UI for Glue jobs. Out of the box, Glue does not provide a web UI to visualize the Spark event log. To enable the web UI, we have to set the property at the Glue job level to output the Spark event log into an S3 bucket. Once we configure that property, Glue job will write all of the Spark events into the S3 path what we have specified. As a next step, we need to have a Spark history server, which is going to make use of the Spark event log, what is available in this S3 folder, and visualize it for us. So having a Spark Web UI is really useful to understand the job performance and for the debugging purposes. So let us get into a demo and see how this is done. So as a first step, let us go ahead and create a sample glue job. Navigating to the glue, go to ETL job. Let's say we want to create the job visually. Hit create. So let us configure our source and target. So this is going to be really a simple job. We will be reading from a CSV file which is available in an S3 bucket, and without doing much of a transformation, write that into another S3. Right. Let's go ahead and choose the S3 location. Sales.txt is our input file. Let's say infer schema. So our data contains the comma separated file, and we do have a header, right? So first line of the source file contains column header. Option is checked. That's all about the source config. Let us move on to the target config. We want this to be output in the CSV format again, and leave the compression type as none, and where we want to write our output. Go to the bucket and select our output directory. And then let's hit save. Okay, let's go to job details and then fill in the structure detail. I'm naming it as a Glue ETL Web UI demo. Can give a short description. Um, an IAM role which is needed to run this Glue job, which essentially need to have access to the S3 bucket to read and write. So I have the role already created, Glue S3 role. I'm just going to choose that and leave the Glue version default, Glue 3.0. Language, let's go with Python, and worker type, we can go with Geonax. The requested number of workers is just for a demo. We are not really going to process any real data. We can change this to 2. And I'm leaving rest of the options as default, but job timeout minutes, probably I'll change it to 5 minutes. In advanced properties, we have to give the script file name. I'm going to name that as same job name. Go ahead and do it. And the script path, we can choose the folder which is available in our bucket instead of leaving it as a default. So I have a script folder here. I'm selecting it. And let's enable the Spark UI checkbox, right? This is the one which enables the Spark job to write the Spark event log into the S3 path we are going to specify, right? The Spark UI log path, this is important. This is the one going to be used by the Spark history server. Let's browse, go to the S3 bucket and select Spark UI weblog as a folder where we want to store the event log. In temporary path, I can give a custom folder here. We have workspace, choose. think rest of the options we can leave it empty. Let's hit save. Okay, looks all good. We'll go to the script and do a small modification. So since this is very simple job, probably it would take a minute or so to complete. But the Spark UI logs are returned to S3 bucket every 30 seconds. If the runtime of the job is really um, less, right? Let's say 1 or 2 minutes, probably we may not get the enough log information to visualize it. So just to avoid that situation, what I'm going to do, I'll add a sleep of maybe 60 seconds so that we will get all the log returned to S3 bucket so that we can visualize it in the UI. For that, let me say edit script. So confirm it, import time, and let add a sleep just before the job commit. I'm adding sleep as 60 seconds. Let's save it. Okay, all looks good. We will go ahead and run it now. Successfully started. Let's navigate to the runs and see what's happening. Okay, it's running. Probably it's going to take 2 to 3 minutes to complete. We'll pause the video now. We'll continue once it's done. Okay, the job has been completed. So let us navigate to the S3 path, what we have selected as a folder to store the logs and see whether we have a logs created. Okay, under Spark UI logs, we should have the log files. Yes, we do. Okay, so next step, let us go ahead and see how to spin up the Spark history server using the cloud formation. So in the AWS page, under the monitoring Spark job section, we have an details available on how to spin up the Spark history server. I'm on this page. I'm just going to click on the respective cloud formation template. I'm on Northern Virginia region for Glue 3.0. I'll go with this option. Okay. So this page, we can leave everything as default. No need to change anything. Click next. The stack name, Spark UI Glue, let's say demo. And parameters IP address range. So we can't leave this empty. So I'm just going to make o.o.o.o. But in real world, you may not just open this for entire world. Probably you will restrict it with the VPC or your organization CIDR range. But for now, I'm just opening it to the world. History server port, I'll leave it as default. And the event log directory. So this is the path where we have our Spark event log stored by our glue job. So let's go ahead and grab that path. So just note, so we'll have to leave this with S3A, not S3 colon double slash, right? We just put the path over here and key store path, we don't need to, but it is expecting the key store password. Just put some, random password. We don't need it. And so just type something so that will not get stopped. EC2 instance config, by default, it says T3 small. Maybe we can go with T3 micro as well to be on the free tier. And let's select the VPC. I'm selecting the default VPC. and default subnet. Click next. The IAM role. So in case the IAM user you have used to log in has enough privileges, right, to spin up EC2 instance and create IAM roles and things like that, you don't need to choose it. But if your IAM user does not have enough rights, we need to provide a role which has enough rights to do the activities through CloudFormation. For now, I have an admin access, so I'm not giving any specific IAM role here for this stack, right? And stack failure options, I'm leaving it as a default, and advanced options, I'm not changing any, all default for me. Right? Hit next. So this is a review page. Let's take a quick look. All seems fine. We just acknowledge that this cloud formation may create some IAM resources and then submit it. Okay. The cloud formation stack create in progress. Probably it will take 4 to 5 minutes to get all of the resources provisioned. I'm going to pause the video now. We'll come back once it's done. Okay, now the stack formation has been completed, which means this has really created an EC2 instance and deployed the history server on top of that and configured it to use. So now let us navigate over to the EC2 and see whether we have one running instance. Yeah, we do have one instance running. It's in the running state and status check is initializing. Probably it's going to take a couple of minutes to complete the status check, but I think that's not a problem for us. Let's go ahead and grab the URL from the Cloud Formation Stack output and see whether we are able to open the Spark Web UI. Okay, we are on the Cloud Formation Stack and go to output. And there are two URLs. One is the private URL and the public URL. And I'm going to grab the public URL and see whether we have access. Yes. Copy link address and put it in the new window. Okay, so since we have not configured the SSL certificate, um, there is a security warning. We'll go ahead and continue. Okay, there is no new log found, right? I think whatever we had that was in running state. I hope. Let's go ahead and run the glue job once again. The same glue job. We will be just giving one more run. Okay, this is in the succeeded state. Let's go ahead and say run. Okay, just start it. Yeah, probably it will take 2 minutes, little over 2 minutes. I'm going to pause the video now. I will come back once the glue job is made. Okay, the glue job has been completed. And now let's navigate to the Spark Web UI and see if this log is showing up there. Hit refresh. Yeah, we have got that new log instance over here, right? Just click on the app ID. You'll be able to see all the details, right? So you can see the job details, and the duration, and the number of stages it had. And then you can navigate to stages and see how long each of the stage took and things like that. Typically, whatever the functionalities, right, or the features we would get through the Apache Spark Web UI, all of them we can use it for the glue job as well. Hope this information was useful. We will meet you with another interesting video.